Good morning, everybody. This is Wednesday morning. I am driving right now to my city's compost facility. If you remember, at the beginning of spring, I actually did a bunch of compost in my yard, and I attribute that as one of the big wins this year for my yard. It really did a lot for the grass as it was coming out of dormancy. The only issue I had was I couldn't get my city's compost. I had to use the compost from my landscape company, which had a lot of debris in it, number one. Number two, and which I had to rake out. But number two, that stuff smelled horrible. And if you remember, I think the way I described it was that it smelled like burnt feet. This stuff has a very, very special smell. I mean, imagine feet that are on fire. That's what this smells like. Worse. And it was horrible. But the stuff that the city puts out is really awesome. It smells like dirt. I mean, it's super clean. I think the reason why it's like that and the reason why it's so clean is because they don't use any food waste. They only use yard waste. My brown bags that I use to fill up with all my grass clippings and yard waste, some of that stuff, that all gets transported to this facility, which is where they make the compost. And so it's really good quality compost. So anyway, that's where I'm heading right now. I'm gonna get a yard. The other nice thing about this stuff is that the price is right. You know, the one that I got from the landscaper and where you get most places is, it cost me, I think, $47 for the yard. With the city, it's $20 a yard. And to get $20 a yard for some really good quality compost, that's a good deal. Now, the only problem is that it looks like it's gonna rain. I'm not gonna be able to use it until this weekend. Today's Wednesday, so that means I gotta get home, gotta get it on a tarp on my driveway and get it covered up so that I don't have any runoff, because this stuff is black and it will stain my driveway if I am not careful. Stay tuned, let's go get some compost, and I should be there in a couple minutes and we'll get it loaded up. How much better that stuff is. Super clean, and it doesn't smell like crap. It's so humid out here that it's actually fogging up, and I forgot to set it up as I was putting all this stuff out. But basically, I laid out my big giant tarp. I'm gonna cover it up. It looks like it's gonna rain, and but I also wanted to share how good of a quality this compost is. I mean, there is like no smell to this whatsoever. I mean, at best, it smells like dirt. It's pretty amazing. It's really, really, really good stuff. Well, it's like a giant burrito, a blue burrito, but a burrito nonetheless. So that should keep it dry. This compost typically is a little bit wet, but this one is really, really, really dry. So I wanted to make sure that it stayed that way. It's supposed to get rain today, quite a bit. I don't know when I'll get to this. Hopefully Saturday if it clears up. But the idea is to take this compost, mix it with sand, and then use it as a top dressing for the bottom of the hill where I want to do my little putting green. So I want to get that nice and level, want to get it healthy, and then I'm also going to do some perennial ryegrass for the winter down there as a test. So we're going to do a couple things down there, but that's going to be my test plot, and this is the first step in it. So stay tuned, we'll be back on Saturday and we'll finish this thing up. My wife Nancy and I emptied out the sand out of the back of the truck, and we basically alternated moving the compost and the sand over to this side, and it's kind of still uneven, but at least it's somewhat mixed up. Compost stayed really dry in the blue burrito, So we're now going to take that sand and compost mixture and move it to the bottom of the hill, and hopefully it'll mix some more as we load it into the gorilla cart. But it's the best we can do without having a rototiller or something like that, but at least it's mixed up and we can get it down there. Just knocking down all of the mounds. So we're all done with that. And then now what we need to do is start working this into the canopy. Right here and right here are two big holes that I've been trying to get filled in since the last time I did sand leveling. So I'm gonna be working on that extra, just being careful to not pull too much dirt out. But the rest of it, I need to work it in. And then I know I'm real thick right in here, so I'm gonna try and take some of this out and move it over there to that last little corner that I just couldn't get filled in. But I should have plenty in here to do that. I'm pretty beat, but I'm gonna try and get this done today. Well, I wanted to finish today, but there's just no way. I completely ran out of gas. Didn't even catch it on film, but been laying on the concrete trying to get some cold water on me. So it's gonna rain tonight. I don't know what that's gonna do to it, but hopefully I can come back and finish it up tomorrow. So stay tuned. I'll finish it hopefully tomorrow. All right, folks, next morning and Sunday morning. I have never run out of gas so badly as I did last night. That was horrible. Like, I mean, it took me almost until late at night until I started feeling a little bit better. But 8 hours of sleep tends to give you a little bit more energy. So I'm out here this morning. It rained all night. My plan today is to just get down here and try and even things out a little bit, because it's going to rain for the next 3 days. And if I don't do that, then I'm gonna have a worse problem than what I had before, which is all of the, really bumpiness for the reel mower. And I'm really just trying to get this thing ready for me to put down some perennial ryegrass in a few weeks. So I need to really do something about keeping the lawn level back here. So I'm just gonna try and move this dirt around a little bit. If I need to get a shovel and my gorilla cart to move some of the dirt, I will. It's gonna be heavy because it's wet, but I got to get that done today. So anyway, let's get it done. All right, so I think I got most of this stuff even, but there's quite a bit of dirt like right there. So instead of me trying to pull it all the way across because it's so heavy, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just throw it in the gorilla cart and dump it, and then that way I can keep evening it out. It's not gonna be level, but once it dries out, probably around Wednesday, I can come back out here with my leveling rake and then level it out a little bit. So for now, I just need to get stuff over because over there it's lighter, and then try and just get it even. I don't think this is too bad. I think it'll rain and it'll push it in. And then like when it dries out, maybe Wednesday or Thursday, I can come out here with the leveling rake and level it all out. I mean, it's flat, but you gotta remember there's a canopy underneath it. So it's kind of like floating on there. So until it gets in there, but I think overall this is basically what I wanted. It's just not the way I wanted to get there. This stuff is heavy with all this water in it, because that's the thing about compost is really good at water retention. So as soon as it gets wet, it's just heavy. I think we made a really good mixture yesterday with the sand and the compost. I mean, overall, it's pretty even. Like there's a few light spots, but overall, I think we did a good job. But that was a lot of work, and I haven't been that out of gas in a long time. But I feel okay this morning. It's weird how fast I bounced back though. From what I can tell, at least, it looks like I filled in the 2 holes that are back there that I was worried about. So I think we're in good shape there. It's not perfect, but it's a lot more even. With all the rain, it'll push some of that down, but then I'll come back on Wednesday or Thursday when it dries out a bit with my leveling rake, level it all out, and then we should be in good shape. But for now, I'm gonna shut this video down. We'll come back and visit this another day. If you like the video and you like following around my crazy journey, then don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and if you want to be notified of any future videos, don't forget to hit that bell, and we'll see you on the next one. Have a great week, everybody.